today we're kicking off our first ever episode of Today's Warrior. And my name is Matt Bryers. We got
Peter Oberg, Justin Saplicki,
Sean Jugler.
Just so you guys know, if you guys don't know us, we are Soul Fighters Academy, or part of Soul Fighter Academy. And our main thing with Soul Fighters is, I think overall, is actually progressing today's modern warrior. We have multiple different martial arts systems, strength training, crazy old man strength. So we've got a lot of different things that we do. But one of the things that we're all really passionate about is the concept of the modern warrior, today's warrior, and kind of let's go over an introduction of what we're going to be doing and talking about. And so I'll kind of start off with my thought of what, and I kind of hear from everybody, what I think is a modern warrior. So for me, personally, I think I started forming the concept of what a modern warrior is when I started training martial arts, and that I wanted to be more. I wanted to be more than just a guy who punched shit, hit shit, took people down. I wanted to be a better person, a better martial artist. Just overall, like, have goals that, I was never satisfied with what I was doing. Like, I always wanted to kind of progress to the next level. And that's kind of been in my mind of what a warrior is someone that is always the ability to kind of defend themselves, and has that physical aspect of it, but also has that mental thing of, like, kind of that no, fuck you, I can be better, I can be more, but also that kind of spiritual thing of, like, I'm a better person. But I don't know, what do you guys think? Thoughts?
Well, I love training. I love Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, grappling, all that kind of stuff. It's just it's a lot of fun for me, but it's also very satisfying, and it brings out the warrior in me. That's how I feel.
I am fairly new to the whole martial arts thing. My background is strongman. I've been doing training and competing in strongman since 2006. So I started working here about, what, four or 5 months ago?
Is that yeah, okay. Yeah.
Jiu-Jitsu and Strength Academy in Cromwell. And as I started, I kind of, was watching the BJJ classes, and I've been interested in kind of trying to do something along those lines for a while, so I decided to jump in some classes. I love it so far. It's great. It's kind of similar to the strongman community as far as the camaraderie between everybody. All the guys you train with, always trying to help you out. There's no egos here at all. It's just like training for strongman. Everybody knows how hard you have to work to get to a certain level. So it's a lot of respect here for anybody who tries it out and sticks with it and trains it. And I definitely look forward to progressing a lot more into it.
Cool. So, what are you, big guy?
I started training years ago when I was 19, and
what are you, 21 now?
Yeah, I'm 23. And I just became an addict. I couldn't get enough of it,
yeah.
and I still, I don't know. It's when I'm doing it, I love it. When I'm not doing it, I want to do it.
Yeah.
And there's time off. It's like I can't get it out of my head. I can't turn that button off. And sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes it's a bad thing. Can't sleep at night. Get distracted.
Get those techniques in your head.
Get distracted during the day because you're standing in line at the bank, and then you start thinking about something. You're like, and the lady goes next, and then you're like, oh, wait, oh, she's talking to me. Oh, okay.
What was I doing?
Yeah. And then you go back out the truck, and I'm like, oh, wait, what was that move again? How am I going to do that? It's like just can't get enough. Can't get it out of the head. And that's how I am. Just that.
Justin said something cool, which I liked, was that you just started martial arts, but you've been a strongman and lifting heavy things for a very, very long time. And when we say warrior, at least for me, it doesn't mean that you have to be a martial artist or a fighter or whatever, but that you have something that makes you better. So whether it be strongman, martial arts, or something else, that you have this thing that just kind of makes you better, and that's kind of important. And having that no ego has been really big for me, especially in the martial arts community. At least being in martial arts, is that I always want to learn. I don't want to be like accepting that I've achieved something now all I do is teach, or now all I do is like okay, I've got this level and I'm good. I'm always looking for the next level, or always looking to challenge myself, and that's a big thing for me. I don't know about you.
Yeah, if you're not trying to learn something, what's the fucking point? I mean, you gotta progress in life. You can't just stay at a certain level. You always gotta try to be better in all aspects, like you said, physical, mental, spiritual. I know you like to say that a lot for the martial arts. It's like, you know, be a complete person.
Be a complete person, yeah. And I really do think those things, like anything that where you have a pursuit that challenges you, that it's like, okay, you know, whether you're lifting heavy weight that day and you've got to get mentally prepared for that, and you've got to, like, I remember doing super squats and having, like, being nervous like that day. I'm like, man, I really don't want to do 20 reps of this shit today. Or, you know, you're walking into a BJJ class sometimes, you see a bunch of fucking killers on your mat, like, man, all right, it's gonna be a tough session today, you know. And you know, for me, I know when I see that, I get nervous, but in a good way, like to a point where, like, I gotta challenge myself. Like, I gotta choose that tough guy in the room. Like, they used Mike Montgomery yesterday, you know, that tough ass, big ass brown belt, you know, who moves like a small little guy the way he fights. But, you know, I look at guys like that, I'm like, that's, you know, I want to challenge myself against it. And I think that's a big part of being a warrior martial arts is kind of finding those challenges that's like, no, fuck you. Let's, you know, I want to test myself, or at least, you know, go through that experience so I'll be better. That's why I use you as an example. You know, what, 35 years of martial arts?
About 30.
Yeah, so 7th degree in Japanese Jiu-Jitsu, Shion, you know, and that's a big thing. But when Sean does BJJ, he straps on the white belt again and goes at it and, like, still learning. I love that. I don't know for you guys.
Well, I mean, you know, just the statement, you know, it's good to learn, blah, 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 you know, it's a general statement, it's true, but I think there's something more to it. I think when you do martial arts, I found it by accident. I didn't look for it. It was a complete accident. And when I did it, I found that it satisfied deep things inside me, basically primal things. It satisfied me as a man in a physical area or aspect that I didn't realize was lacking until I did Jiu-Jitsu. Just, you know, grappling with someone, it's just very primal. I think in today's society, I was lost as a man because, you know, you're so domestic.
Yeah.
You know, you're working, you know, you're behind a desk, you're doing this, you're doing that, you're full of responsibilities, that you lose touch with your manhood.
Right.
If that makes sense.
No, I could not agree more.
And I feel that when I found Jiu-Jitsu, or Jiu-Jitsu found me, I'm not sure which, it saved my life. Because
more ways than one.
More ways than one. That's another story.
That's another story for another time, yeah.
But prior to that, I feel like I was surviving and not living. But when I got to martial arts, I started really living and not surviving.
Yeah.
So that's what it did for me.
Yeah, that's just quickly, I think that you hit kind of something that's really big, and for me is that, you know, we're so domesticated right now. If you look at the modern man, I kind of make fun of them, poke fun of
Pussification.
The pussification of man. I can't help but use it. Sometimes a nice thing, so wussification, but really, I mean, sometimes you look at modern men right now, I'm like, oh my God, you're just what the fuck happened to you? Where's your balls? I mean, you got sperm that works, and you got, you know, but that's about it. Like, where's that feeling, that primal feeling?
Fire.
That fire. Yeah.
Well, a lot of people, I believe, it's my opinion, that a lot of people try to do that through economic means in terms of work. Work is taking a place of, you know, being the hunter, the gatherer, going out there, slaying the dragon, whatever, bringing home the, you know, the bacon, the food. But it only does so much, you know? And
I don't think it has a.
It's not the stress with it.
It's not the same thing.
Stress, angst, worry.
Yeah, you gotta.
There's no outlet for that either.
You gotta do something physical to get rid of that stress.
Yeah.
That's the only way to get rid of it, really. I mean,
and that's what I
something hard that's physical, hard and challenging.
Right.
You gotta challenge yourself.
Yeah.
You know?
For me, before I did Jiu-Jitsu, I did, you know, a little yoga, and I enjoyed it. And with
Your
yoga,
wife make you do that?
yeah, I did it before I met her. Yeah, but, you know.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. But anyway, but the thing is with yoga,
Zumba? Do you do any Zumba, Pete?
No.
You got the pants though, I'm sure. Right?
He does jazzercise.
If I could see you with some jazzercise
dumbbells and a
outfits
leotard
and dancing out, Maybe the Kabasi man.
Pink headbands.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be in any more of these movies pretty soon.
Yeah, don't show these your life.
Yeah.
Should make fun of your shorts.
But yeah, I know.
Does she know we call you the Kabasi man?
The Kabasi man.
Does she know that?
She calls me Mr. Kabasi.
There you go.
There we go.
Respect Mr. Kabasi.
Oh wait, the kids.
All right, so go
But
ahead.
anyway, I was saying, when you do something like that, I found, it takes you out of your mind and into your body. But when I did Jiu-Jitsu, it was way more satisfying than that, because it took me out of my mind and really put me into my body, but also put me into my manhood.
Yeah.
So to me, like Jiu-Jitsu or martial arts is like the warrior's yoga,
Yeah.
because
That's a good way to put it.
we have been fighting. All species fight.
It's in our
To
nature.
eat.
It is a nature to survive.
You have
Yeah.
to eat.
So
So
trees fight. Do you realize that the trees fight
for
Fight for the light.
sunlight?
Yeah.
So even sentient beings, whatever you want to call them, or non-conscious beings, are still fighting. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
That we're
Yeah.
always looking for
yeah.
dominance.
Life has to find a way somehow.
But even, I think all that's manifested, what we're saying, in the sense of what's popular in terms of culture.
Yeah, you said that
In
yesterday.
terms of
like,
movies and TV and stuff. I mean, people watch programs like The Vikings, they watch The
Game of
Walking
Thrones,
Dead,
Walking
Game
Dead.
of Thrones, because they see people out there being physical, fighting for their lives, surviving, being primal.
and it's starting to connect with that.
And they connect with that on a deep,
primal level. yeah.
primal level, subconscious level, but it's bringing them back to who they really are. Because in my opinion, I feel, for me, I like to speak for me, is for so many years I didn't know who I was. I thought I was someone because that's how I was geared to be in terms of society, being a father, a parent, someone who works, all the bills, all this and that. But I lost my soul as a man, and martial arts brought that back to me.
Yeah.
Which I'm so grateful for.
Yeah, definitely. What you said, all I was thinking is like, if we have all these people who love the movies, love the action movies, love the fighting movies, love all these survival things, like, why don't these guys take a step to find something? Feels like they, at least from my eyes, like they love all these stuff. They love all the stuff that like connects with them as men, yet they seem to take no action towards maybe discovering that for themselves. And I said one thing. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I said one thing back then. It was like defining Matt Bryers. How do you define Matt Bryers as a man? And that was kind of like let's say 5 years ago. That was kind of an important thing when there was a lot of different stuff going on with some of our old networks and the growth of the schools. Like how I was finding my path as a man, as a warrior, and martial arts has always led the way. But I think every man has to kind of find themselves, like you said there. But how do you get a guy to
Do you think people are scared?
That's true.
Well,
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know about you, but how many people do you have that come into your school because they're kind of interested and they want to see it, and then they watch a little bit and then walk out the door and they never come back?
Every day. I mean,
Or they-
I was
or they fall.
our old list is like hundreds. We've got about right under 150 members here, but what time? It's like 600 people walk through this door. I'm like, but yeah, we only have 100 some odd members.
Right.
Yeah, but the reason for that is you can't just say they're just scared, because that could be true, but the thing is people don't know better. If I found jiu-jitsu by accident.
What do you mean by that? You said it a couple times. Like, how'd you find jiu-jitsu?
Well, I had
It
no
was a Sean, right?
No, I had no interest in it, and my wife signed up my kids, who were like 3 and 4 at the time, in Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
I didn't know that. Okay.
And this guy, Leo da Silva,
Yeah, Leo. Crazy Leo.
he was teaching in Brookfield, Connecticut. Here's to you, Leo. He was teaching a kids class, and he said to my wife, "Bring the father." So my wife said, "Listen, this Brazilian guy wants you to come in,
Yeah.
and come to the class with the kids." And I said, "Okay, I'll make the trip, whatever. See what this guy wants." I go into the kids class. It's just my kids. No other kids were there. And he goes, "Come on, let me show you some stuff." I'm like, "What are you doing?" He starts grabbing me. I'm like, "What are you doing?" And he goes, "I'm going to throw you." I'm like, "What do you mean you're going to throw me?"
I don't want to
He goes,
get thrown.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, "What the fuck are you doing, man?" And I was like 25 pounds heavier and stuff, and I wasn't in good shape. And like he grabs me, like gets me to the ground, and he's like on top of me. I'm like, "What the fuck are you doing?" All right. And then, and I started laughing at him really loud, and he got mad because he's a little temperamental guy. And he's like, "Hey, what are you laughing at? Why are you laughing at me?" He's Brazilian. And I said,
He's got a lot of energy, Leo.
Yeah, and I'm laughing. I said, "I'm laughing because I can't believe I'm paying you fucking money
to kick my ass in front of my fucking sons. And I said, if that's not fucked up and funny, I don't know what is. And he goes, listen, man, you come to my class. We have adult class. And I said, well, why do I want to go to your class? He goes, I'll teach you to fight. And I might have been like 45, 46 at the time. I'm 52 right now. And I said, what do you mean you teach me to fight? I said, what am I, in fucking high school? And he goes, no, man, I'll teach you Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I teach you how to fight. And I was like, why? He goes, just come in, and it'll be good exercise, it'll be good for you. So whatever, I went in, I thought these fucking people were nuts. You know, because, you know, all of a sudden someone's pulling you in their guard, and you're like, what the fuck are you doing, you know? And I remember like the first 2 classes, I was asking people, I was like, why are you doing this? You know, and everyone's...
What did they say? I got curious.
And they're just saying, oh, I love competing, I love this, I love that. And I'm like, why? Like, it's fun, it's fun. But then after like 2 classes, I started liking it. Yeah. And what happened was, I found out that I could actually do it. Well, I don't mean do it in the big sense of I'm a really good Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guy, but I could actually participate in the sport. I wasn't too old, I wasn't too out of shape. I mean, on a beginner level, I'm talking about. Yeah. But anyway, the point is, when you say, why don't people come and this and that, it's not necessarily they're afraid, they could be, but they don't understand the sport. They might think you have to be in great shape.
It's not just a sport. It's more than that.
A lifestyle.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But people might think like, listen, I have to be a badass to be with these badasses, and that's a misconception.
Right.
Yeah.
It's huge misconception. It's totally off the mark. Yeah. If people knew, if you'd be shocked if you seen
don't shake that
these badasses who are not badasses, who are just so nice and friendly and warm, you know, these guys and women too, you know, who are just supportive and nice, but they could kick ass, they could defend themselves. And that was something I was totally unaware of. And I think if people knew how welcoming it was and the camaraderie, which is so strong, that's the other reason.
There's a bonding that happens that's not out there in regular life and anything like that. Yeah. When you're in that battle, if you're rolling around on the mat or you're sparring or something and you're done and the guy hits you a couple times in the face and you hit him a couple times in the face and the buzzer goes off and you're like, oh hey, yeah, you know, thanks, that was great, I learned something. I learned that my guard was down, you just punched me in the face, or you know, or you tied me up or something. You're like, whew, all right.
Yeah, that's kind of the same, along the lines of what Pete was saying. That same, I have the same questions from people about strongman, competing in strongman. If you know, all those guys are 6'8" and 400 pounds. Like, no, that's not. Anybody can do it. We have women. There's little kids. There's teen division. There's all kinds of stuff. It's the same kind of concept. People think that you need to be at a certain level to start. You just need to start, whatever it is. Just get in there and start.
They think you have to be a superstar to even walk in the door.
The first show I ever did, it was me and one other guy in the heavyweight class, and I think there were 2 women in the whole show. Now there's at least 5 or 6 shows that are just women. There's 70, 80 competitors in a show. The growth has been amazing, but it's just, if you want to do something, whatever it is, athletically or anything else, just start it. Just do it. Like,
that's the hardest part. It's just
the hardest part is getting started.
Just saying,
get that momentum going.
I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it.
Everybody likes to talk about, oh, I'm going to do this. Oh, I'm going to be this. I'm going to get this someday. I'm going to start this. Whatever it is, I'm like, fucking do it. Yeah. I feel like when people tell me that stuff because the experience with this place and the school and having some sort of business going, that you're like, oh yeah, I want to do this. I want to do this. I'm like, yeah, great. You can tell me, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, you're just a big talker. Yeah. You're not gonna, until you prove it to me, until you actually take that step. Like, people tell me all the time, I want to teach martial arts. I'm gonna train with you. I'm training with you. Until you step on that mat, you haven't done shit. The hardest thing is the first day ever is walking on that mat, bowing like, all right, let's go. Let's learn some martial arts, and then getting that kind of breaking yourself down and putting
it comes down to either you're doing it or you're not. There's no in between. It's either you're doing it,
and that is a warrior. A warrior is the one who does something. It doesn't just blah, 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 blah. It's like, no, I'm gonna fucking do this.
Some of that could be ego. People, they're out in their own lives and they think they're hot shit. Yeah. And then they walk in and they see people rolling around, they getting choked out, getting arm barred or getting thrown. And then they go, oh, all right, I'm going to step into that, and I'm going to be the bottom of the barrel.
My favorite is like, oh no, I'm too crazy for that. I'm going to hurt someone. Like, you can't hurt anybody in jiu-jitsu if you don't know jiu-jitsu.
I think the big thing is too. I think people are afraid to suck at something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta put yourself out there if you want to do something. Yeah, if it's something you've never done before, you're gonna suck at it.
Yeah,
again.
you gotta step outside your comfort zone.
You know, that's the only way that you get better at anything.
But personally, that excites me.
Work through it. Yeah.
Like I always say, I have
find things that you're not good at and then work on them, and it's like, holy shit.
And I use a strong example. Like when I started school, I had no strongman experience. I just, I was base level, and I just loved lifting. But and then I pursued Derek and you and other people to actually learn, because it's like I suck at this. Yeah. I want to be strong, and then I was inspired by it, and then now we're even I competed a bunch of times, but I just love that. I love the thought of like learning and challenging yourself to the new level. Like the more I know, it's like the more I suck, and that inspires me to be better.
I just want to say something about when I first started stuff that goes kind of along with this.
Sure.
When I started, I was new and whatever, blah blah blah, and I wasn't sure of the first 2 classes. So maybe like the second, third class, there was a guy who was real muscular, really strong. He worked out, and they called him Schwarzenegger. That was his nickname. Cause I don't know, in the BJJ, the Brazilians give a lot of nicknames to everyone.
Yeah.
So anyway, I was rolling with him. I know what I was doing, and he just said to me, "You're really strong." And I looked at him because I was in shock because he was jacked. He goes, "You're stronger than you realize. You got to remember that." And I looked at him and I took that in. I never forgot that. Just someone telling a white belt something positive that they could hold on to in the very beginning stages gave me an anchor for the stormy seas of martial arts.
I think that's important, is giving positive. I used to have an old coach, Shion Fujiwara, who was like, the best thing you got, kicks look better. Like, you got kicks look better, like, oh my God. But, I especially the new students, and in general, they're doing something good, and they try to give them those anchors, giving those things, giving those little, like, something triggers in their mind. And I'm like, no, man, you are getting better all the time, and it's funny to watch how they respond and how they, those simple little things can inspire them and make them grow and get past those challenges, like having a horrible day in class, like, why the fuck do I even do this shit? Like, what's the point of it? And then like now they have a little bit more from them,
When you have a bad day and your brain goes back to that, like you're searching for something. And you go, oh, but you know what? But that guy said I did that, and then you go, oh, you just add something else on. Oh, but I did that. Okay, it wasn't great, but I did that, and it kind of builds yourself up.
But it plants a seed. Yep. That's what it does, and that seed grows into a plant or whatever.
Right.
But the thing for me is I held on to that, but it germinated in my mind, and I would say to myself, I am strong. And I'd say, I am strong. So it's a matter of telling yourself something very positive and believing it. But someone...
Is that what you say when you're rolling? I'm strong, I'm strong, I'm strong.
That's the only thing I can say at this point.
Sorry, go ahead, Pete.
I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm strong.
Yeah, I'm strong.
So, that was just really helpful,
Yeah, I would love to see more people get involved, because I think martial arts is such a beautiful gift. That I wish everybody would do it, but it is a rarity that men or women actually pursue that path, And there's other, I make fun of other martial arts styles all the time. I shouldn't as much, because there's some that are actually great, but these false martial arts, or these pseudo warrior styles. Oh, we're gonna get you your black belt in 1 year. I'm like, that's like a sales ego trip, you know what I mean? We're gonna sell you a bunch of bullshit that we're gonna teach you to be a black belt.
Yeah, the only people that do that are the people that want to say they're a black belt, that don't want to put in the work for it.
Right, and then flail around and kick some shit, and I believe personally that in martial arts, in becoming a warrior, you need strong challenges. You need to face something that says, fuck, that's tough, and then you have to go through that and come out the end a different person. I think about my black belt test for Kobukai, or even our blue belt test, which you put.
Yeah, the test the other day.
That's the other day. So if you guys check it out, we put it on Soul Fighter Academy Facebook page and YouTube channel. Please subscribe to those. That would be cool. We put a blue belt test, our TRITAC-Jitsu, the first one we did here at JSA, and we beat the. Politely, we beat the shit out of them, but they
and they beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah, and they went through something special.
But why? Why that's important? Because it's a rite of passage.
Yeah,
and rites of passages have existed since the dawn of mankind.
Right.
And,
I believe that.
And warriors took the kids from the mothers at a certain age, and they brought them with the men.
and they gave them rites of passages.
Sounds a little creepy. I like it. I'm kidding.
No. You know, they still do it in some cultures today, but not to the extreme they used to be.
Right.
But they would do that because that's how the species survived. You had to learn to fight and defend yourself and work in a cohesive unit to fight enemies and whatever, hunt bigger animals long ago.
Right.
But this whole martial arts, this whole bonding, the rite of passage, it's not just a physical transformation; it's a psychological transformation.
Yeah.
You're dying to the old you, and you're being reborn to the new you, which is a higher you,
into a man.
So that's what that shit's all about, and that's why people love it. And then they're proud.
I'm proud, yeah. They walk in, they're like, oh my God, what am I have to go through? And they come out like, there's that, you can see it in their eyes, and there's new fire, there's new new switch went off, like I'm ready,
Same thing with the military, boot camp, all that stuff. It's all integral.
Hardships make you grow. They make you better.
They make you hungry for more.
The things that you get easily, you don't appreciate.
Don't appreciate it.
When you go through something hard as shit to get an outcome, you appreciate it more.
I remember even I was going through one of the martial arts systems we did. I'm in the name defense lab, but I remember we had to go testing. We would get tested every 3 months or whatever for every quarter. And I'm like, eventually I stopped testing. I was like, this is not a test to me. This is not something that I have to challenge myself and go through. Kind of demonstrating some shit I saw on video and then expecting to get a new level. And then I was like, this wasn't worth it to me to actually go to the test. I wanted to learn it and train and evolve, but the whole idea of testing through that, or there was no challenge, there was no rite of passage, there was nothing that really made me feel like, oh, I am this, or I have achieved that, what's next? Because without that, to me, for me personally, it wasn't worth it. BJJ, you don't test, but you spend 10 years fucking ass
you're testing every day.
Every single day.
Right.
But and so that I believe that it's the rite of passage is built in to BJJ. It's the same thing in TRITAC-Jitsu, but I'm kind of a dick. I want to test my students anyways. Fuck them. But
I think that I haven't seen. I've been in different styles, and I've seen them do their tests and stuff, and nothing is. I haven't seen anything to the degree of what we do. I'm not saying that we're better, but I mean, I was just brought into it. That's just the way it was, and we've kind of evolved and changed our testing techniques and changed our protocol. But still, it's there. That rite of passage is there, moving up from level to level to level, and people appreciate it. When the people that sit there and they watch the other students go through that, and they're like, man, all right, that guy's good. That guy is good. He might suck sometimes, and we all have bad days, but then you go, people gain respect for watching that and fighting with it.
I'll throw a shout out to Shihan Russ St. Hilaire, because he was one of the guys who really tested me, both as for my belt and Kobukai Ju-Jitsu and Japanese Jiu-Jitsu, but also had that. I think it was one of those first ones that inspired me to kind of be more. And he always had that kind of warrior feel to his classes, his training, that it wasn't just about the technique anymore. It was a lot about, you got into a lot of the philosophy and the mental and the physical and kind of that whole warrior mentality, which really I know changed me. And for me, I always want to keep giving that as a teacher now, as a sensei, to give that to other people, because I think that's really important, that you need those challenges to become a modern warrior. If not, how else are you going to get it? You're going to go to the gym and curls and chest, or run on go on a pre-core machine. My wife makes fun of these because she goes to the gym on Saturday, Sunday to run a little bit, just on, after she works out, because she's an animal. But she loves telling me the stories of the people there at the real gyms. It's like, these real gyms or whatever. These, it's like, what the fuck? I can't believe this is what people consider being a warrior, or is that what they're trying to do? I don't even know, or they're just trying to look better. But I don't know, who's the fuck about looking better?
Probably just going.
You look too good as it is, Pete. Kabasi man.
Jiu-Jitsu.
Peter's the Xena, warrior princess.
Oh. Silverback.
No, Shihan Russ was the same for me. He was one of the, I'd say probably my first mentor. My head instructor was there, but Shihan would have classes on Saturdays, and I remember going to some of those, and we'd be in class for 15 minutes, and I'd be like, why did I come today? What possessed me to think that this was going to be good for me? And then 2 hours later, I'd walk out of there and go, holy crap, like that was freaking badass. I can't believe I just survived it. Yeah. And I'd be sore for days and days and days, but next Saturday I'd be like, I want more.
Yeah.
You know?
That reminds me of a thing I mentioned a lot too, is that there are days when you don't want to train, when you don't want to push yourself, and you don't, and you're just like, oh, this couch is so comfortable right now. And I always kind of bring back this thought, like, I remember these days where, Shian's classes, back he built a shed in his backyard as our dojo. It was an invite-only place, but no heat, there was no AC. It was literally a padded, reinforced shed because we used to smash each other into the walls there. But you had to trudge through the snow, whatever, to get there. And I remember we get winter months, the class would start at 7, you're like, I got home from work an hour and a half ago, and you're just like, I don't want to do anything. I just don't want to. And then you strap on it, you go through the snow, whatever, and you huddle in that little kerosene heater he had, but it was silent, it was just bad. But after that, when you forced yourself to do something you did not want to do, you just became a better person out of it.
So go back to your point there of the hard training. That when you train at something that hard, it makes everyday life easier. So all the bullshit that you have to deal with at your job or whatever, anything, it makes all that stuff easier because you've gone through something that's a million times harder than that is ever going to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's part of the reason that I think everyone should train that hard, because it would make everything else in your life would be easier and more enjoyable because you know that you can get through it. There's no question about, am I going to get through this? Am I going to blah, blah, blah. You know it's going to happen.
That's how that training builds you up physically, and then that would be the mental,
absolutely.
The mental aspect of it, and then your spiritual, however you feel spiritually, but it gives you that peace inside, that confidence, like not so much going like, if somebody's being addicted to you, it's not so much going, I could like really fuck you up right now if I got. But it's just like, you know what? You realize somebody's just being a dick.
It's quiet confidence.
You're being a dick. I can just walk
quiet confidence.
You're not like, I don't need to deal with your shit.
Not like an arrogant asshole. You just know.
And that's big to me. Is like, because I spent 9 years working in a club, and towards the end, when I remember one of the last things that happened there, someone would punch me square in the face. I was kind of lazily pushing him out because I was just like didn't want to deal with a douchebag. Punches me square in the face, splits my eyebrow, and I'm like. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, I'm gonna kill him, and then no, I'm not. Get the fuck out of here. And I'm like, I'm just done with you because I don't need to. Yes, you hit me in the face, but what I could do to you, it's not even worth it.
It's not worth it.
It's just not worth it. And have a nice life. You got one on me. But that was that's a big deal. So when I think spiritual too, I don't mean God or whatever you believe in. I really mean that confidence in being a better person.
Yeah.
And that's really important to me. That I know through martial arts, I am a better person. I'd probably be a dick without it because when I don't train enough, I'm a dick. But it's just that's what it comes down to.
I can attest to that.
Yeah, I get crazy.
No, we were just talking about that yesterday. It was the same thing. No, I was telling you. It's like I go home after being out all day, and I'm not really talking to people, and I'm thinking about things that's going through my head, and I end up like being a dick to my wife.
Yep.
And then I go and I train and I walk out when the class is over and I lock the door, and then all of a sudden I'm like step back into my life and I'm like, wow, you know what? I was a dick today. I mean, I feel so much better. Like I got that out of my system, and I got to go home, crawl into bed, go, honey, I'm sorry.
So I guess in closing, being a warrior is, for me, being more than just it's doing the thing, doing something that makes you better, but that taps into that. Like I like what you said, that primal, subconscious thing that as men and women are. There's definitely warrior women.
Absolutely.
And kids. I mean, there's some kids that are warriors.
So I guess it's
don't quit.
It's right. It's don't quit and do the thing. Do what challenges you, scares you. I personally believe that having a martial art or something extremely physical that scares you, that really that makes you nervous. That's like, all right, that has to be part of it. But
you got to get outside your comfort zone.
Outside your comfort
zone.
Well,
I think maybe that's kind of can sum it up. I mean, people don't want to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And that fear of being, whether you're at the bottom of or you're at the back of the class, you're the white belt, you're the new guy on the mat, you're at the end of the line, and you feel real uncomfortable. You don't know anybody. You don't know what's about to happen to you. You think you're about to get the shit beat out of you, and you got to stand there and you got to take it, and then you realize, oh, all right, I can get comfortable comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what I was going to say. You have to learn to get comfortable being uncomfortable.
Basically, the ultimate thing with the martial arts and what they're talking about is you're doing battle with your mind or your ego. So your mind has all these thoughts, you're uncomfortable, blah, blah, blah. The martial arts teaches you to go beyond your mind. It's not necessarily about other people, opponents or whatever, teammates. It's about you overcoming your stuff in your mind.
Biggest battle
in the end, your ultimate opponent or whatever is yourself, your ego, or your biggest ally is yourself.
Helpers.
Yeah, your helpers.
Yeah, those are the guys who help you get past, whether it be challenging or they're whatever. Those are the ones who forge you. I probably can translate, but Kobukai Ju-Jitsu was like ancient warrior group. I think that
ancient warrior society.
Thank you. I keep saying group. But that's kind of has that feel like you need other men around you who are no BS. They're out there to improve themselves too, but generally want to help you improve as well by challenging you, by being a friend, by being a mentor to get you to the next level. So again, I think for my goal for this Today's Warrior podcast video blog is that I want to inspire and challenge people to become more. I think that's my goal with it, is that share the passion of the martial arts and training, whether it be strongman, strength training, martial arts, BJJ, TRITAC-Jitsu, boxing, doesn't matter. Share that. Wrestling. Oh, wrestling's a great way to develop.
For kids.
Yeah, but I mean, our old my wrestling high school, 6 minutes of intensity, and Coach Day was just he had that, but it makes you. Okay,
it prepares you for life.
Yeah. So that's my personal goal. I don't know if you guys had any closing thoughts on what you want to do with this and what you want to.
I would like to say real fast that there's so much we can say and there's so much we're going to say, but it's going to come in the future because there's a lot of things I could share with you about my personal experience through martial arts that have changed my life and that in fact have saved my life, because I almost died and martial arts have saved me, but that's a story for another day.
Yeah.
But that's what I want to say.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, Matt. I mean, everyone should go out and learn one new thing a day, and then put yourself through one challenge that you've never attempted before. If there's something in the back of your mind that you've been wanting to do for a while, just fucking go do it.
It could be something as simple as
it doesn't have to be a major thing. It could be something easy. Go talk to the girl you've been meaning to talk to. Go something, anything.
It doesn't have to be martial arts.
Make a phone call you've been meaning to do, or email, or something small. It doesn't have to be, buy a house or something. It doesn't have to be something crazy.
Those are small things.
The small things add up.
Right, and then then once you start being successful in the small things, then you're able to start kind of branching off and other things where you're like, oh, I can achieve this. What else can I do?
Yeah.
What else can I do? This newfound
that wasn't
inspiration.
so bad.
Yeah.
What was I so scared of?
Like getting punched in the face for the first time.
Yeah, exactly.
A big time. Like, oh my god, I get punched in the face.
That wasn't that bad.
That's a punch.
That was it.
That didn't knock me out.
Yeah. All right. Well, there are some punches. Some a little bit more than others. Any? What do you think? Any goals?
I think as like from an instructor standpoint, I mean something that's and I'm sure I can say this for you too, and you too because you coach. Something that gives us great pleasure is like helping other people.
Yeah.
And helping other people is one aspect, but like when you have a test like that and you see how these people have come along in 5, 6 months, 7 months. I get it with my guys, I get it especially with my kids, like all of a sudden they just pull their crap together and it's like, wow. And you see them filled with that confidence and you're like, yeah, that's a success story right there. That makes me happy, life is good.
That's what you do it for.
And help somebody else out, man, that's it.
I really want to inspire people, that's it. So hopefully that's what we can do with this Today's Warrior, is find a way to inspire, challenge, and get other people to grow and become more. Whether it be through martial arts or any endeavor. So, thank you all for tuning in to our first one, and hope you'll see a lot more. And when we put it on YouTube, guys, please comment, post. Let us know what you think. We'd really like to hear from you and help this grow. Like I said, this is our first one, so kind of getting our chops. But thank you all for tuning in. Appreciate it. Anything else, guys?
Subscribe.
If you post on
Subscribe.
YouTube, positive responses only. Negative responses we don't care.
Post up anything you want us to talk about too.
I like when guys do negative responses. They make me laugh.
Actually,
Yeah,
we're very
If you have
Matt gets
anything,
fired up and he takes it out
if you
on
guys
us.
have anything specific,
Because otherwise,
if you guys have anything specific you want us to touch on as far as content or whatever,
Yeah.
let us know.
Yeah,
in the
let us know.
comments.
Questions for us, let us know.
All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next week.
Goose.
Peace.